You have the floor, sir. First
It's
off, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. It is what it is. At this point, the Bears still don't have a 4,000-yard passer, and I'll say this: this is. I heard this stat today, and it is one of the craziest stats. The Bears this season, in the 3 times that they've played the Packers, this is how I know the Packers are, in fact, a better football team. At no point in their 3 games this season that they played against them, the Bears took an offensive snap with the lead. They didn't
Really?
take an offensive snap with the lead.
Seems
Nope.
right. Yeah.
I mean, it's just utter disappointment and utter, I don't even know what the right word, buffoonery is the one that kind of comes to my mind. It's a joke that you lose to a team that you are clearly better than. And at that point, it really comes down to coaching and player execution on the field. I mean, you talk about that second meeting in the regular season in Chicago. All Romeo Doubs has to do is field an extra point, or field an onside kick, and you win that game easy, going away. All you need Brandon McManus to do is hit an extra point, a field goal, something along those lines. He leaves 7 points on the field himself.
Yeah.
You've got penalties. You consistently shoot yourselves in the foot, and I understand that's the benefit of being able to play these games at home and not putting yourselves in a position to lose to the Carolina Panthers during the regular season and lose to some of these other teams during the regular season that you're clearly not better than. And I'm not ready to sit here and say, Matt LaFleur's got to go. He's the problem. But as much as I do like Rich Bisaccia, the special teams coordinator, he's got to go. Something has to change. And to me, when I look at this game in its totality, I would not put this game, as good as the offense played in the first half, I would not put this game on the defense. They constantly stood their ground on 4th down. They turned the football over. They did whatever they needed to do to win without Micah Parsons, without Edgerrin Cooper at the end of the game. And as good as the offense was early on in the game, they sputtered and shit the bed in the second half. You go 3 and out, 5 and out. You're missing field goals. You get 1 score in the second half. Those things can't happen. You have not just one, you have countless number of opportunities to put away and bury a worse team. You look at Ben Johnson on the sidelines when they can't convert a 4th down to save their damn lives, and he's scratching his head like, what the heck do we do? But in the second half, I'm like, you're just letting the Bears hang around. You're letting them hang around. You gotta step on their throats, for lack of a better term. Don't let them off the mat. And you let them off the mat. They've been doing this all year long. They've been comeback kids. And it's a good story, but it's going to end this weekend against the Los Angeles Rams. Again, the Packers at this point, kind of a mess. And Matt LaFleur, he should come back, but he should also be put on notice by Ed Policy, the man who runs the show out there in Green Bay. Put him on notice. Say, you've got to get this fixed. And you have to tell us where you need to improve things. We need to hear it from you to see if you can identify what the problems are right now moving forward, because it's been one playoff disappointment after the next since you've been here. I understand you've gotten us to the playoffs. You've been a great head coach, and I like the way he calls offensive plays, especially with the depth of talent that they have, especially the wide receiver position. I know losing Tucker Kraft and Mike Parsons doesn't help, but you look at a team like the San Francisco 49ers, and they're out there piecing it together with old man Eric Kendrick coming up off the practice squad and wearing the green dot and leading the defense yesterday and beating the defending Super Bowl champions at their house when you have to go cross country. I didn't see that coming, especially after losing a guy like George Kittle. If Kyle Shanahan can do that, Matt LaFleur and his staff certainly need to be able to beat a worse team in your bitter rivals in their house in the Chicago Bears. So I don't think Matt LaFleur needs to go, but his seat better be turned up too high at this point and put on notice. And if you don't turn stuff around, he's got to go. And the biggest thing for me, and this is what I'll close with, is the reason I don't think Matt LaFleur should be let go is because your best defensive player you just paid an absolute bag to said, hey, he was part of the reason why I wanted to come here, and I'm publicly endorsing Matt LaFleur stay as the head coach. And I think he'll be smart enough to make the adjustment and to figure some things out, where maybe John Harbaugh, maybe that's why he didn't stay in Baltimore, stick in Baltimore, because the ownership came to him and said, hey, like, we need some things to change, X, Y, and Z. You need to modify a couple of things. And he was just kind of like, no, I'm not doing that. And They said, okay, well, then you're not going to be coaching here. I believe Matt LaFleur will be more open to making the changes that are necessary. But again, if I'm the ownership of Green Bay, he's got 1 year left on his deal. He's not going to go into next year, I assume, as a lame duck head coach. I say maybe give him an extension of maybe 1-2 years and just see how it goes. Get everybody back and healthy. Hopefully guys can stay healthy. Maybe they need to change something from a workout standpoint or a regimen or something along those lines. But the penalties got to stop. The undisciplined plays got to stop. The injuries got to be cleaned up. And they've got to get just a little bit more talent around Jordan Love in terms of pass catchers, because they clearly don't have a number one.
I mean, that's
You thought it was gonna be golden.
boy. That's it's a lot of real in there. I will say, hold on. I'll hold this off for a second because I want to give out helmet stickers real fast. I want everybody right now to just think of a performance this weekend from the playoff games that were awesome that you just want to give somebody some love. We can call this love hate or love dud, however you want to do it. So a performance you loved and just a performance you're just like, yo, like this is why you suck. And I'll start. My love is going to be Colston Loveland. I'm just going to just come out and say it. I said it on the pod last week. The boy is just he is excellent. I love what he does with the football. I mean, he is, to me, next up in the tight end position. And then my dud of the week, I'm going to go with the entire offensive line for the Chargers. That was really bad.
That was the dud of the week, baby.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for Justin Herbert. I'm kind of done with the Justin Herbert discourse, to be honest with you. I know that, yes, we mentioned a lot of stuff off pod about, how it's not his fault because that O-line, but, man, they throw the PFF graphics 29, 30, and 31 out of 32 players. That ain't going to get it done. So that's my love and dud of the week. Anybody else got a love and a dud?
Oh, I mean, dude, I'll take the layup. Josh Allen. Love. What a performance. Again, I thought these games, and if you want to give the biggest love, it's just the NFL in general, but these games were incredible. That was such a good game back and forth. I don't know if Buffalo is going to go any farther than that, but they gave us one hell of a game for it.
Yeah.
But Josh, the 2 touchdowns, the QB sneaks that they're doing nowadays, got close in the first score. You knew he was going to get in the second one. Sign me up for this every weekend if that's what we're going to get.
For sure.
Dud.
I was going to say you got a dud.
Dud. What's a bad one? Well, I mean, last night's game.
That's just bad. You can even take it too. It was that bad.
I was going to say, just last night's game. Man, AJ Brown.
Woo.
You stole mine.
Oh, hang on.
Ooh.
Okay.
A couple bad drops.
I mean, boy, talk about it.
Couple bad drops,
That might be his last game as an Eagle, y'all. I don't know whoever wants to take that, but yeah.
That was ugly, man. 7 targets, 3 catches. Dude, Vegas needed that one the most. That was the one that the world was going against 49ers. And man, those 2 key drops. Oof, AJ, if you're gonna be that guy, you have to make every catch thrown your way. Like if you're gonna talk that talk, like you just can't mess up ever. I hate to say that, and I wish I could give some leeway for a guy, but if you're gonna be Mr. Dramatic, you better catch every ball.
Facts.
Like especially if it's on target. Yeah, you're gonna miss something. Get that, but like, dude, every ball has to be yours. You have to be at least the guy that's going to catch everything. You're not worth it. Not worth it if you're going to be the guy that can't catch in the playoffs. Golly bum, I would hate to be a part of that Philadelphia team. That media sucks up there anyways. After today, could you imagine having to walk into that press conference? The
AJ Brown refused to talk to the media, of course.
He did.
Did he really?
Yeah. He said
that was coming.
Yeah, he's got to go read his book, dude.
Yeah.
Mental health.
Yeah, it's important that he prioritizes, I guess, the appearance of being a great receiver. But I mean, I get it. You can blame Jalen Hurts, but at the end of the day, he threw him 2 balls that he absolutely has to have, and he just doesn't catch them.
Catchable too.
Catchable? What?
Yeah.
They're in his hands.
I mean, in his hands.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Drew, what about you, bro?
dud everybody on the Panthers after Bryce Young gave them the lead. I mean, it's a terrible franchise. They let They let Matthew Stafford march right down the field. And then the guy from Colorado, Jimmy Horn Jr., just drops the ball that's right in his hands. I'm not saying the Panthers would have. I'm not saying the Panthers would have won the game if he catches that, but at least give him the chance there. Very, very disappointed in my guy Bryce's team, and Parker Washington, who obviously
Yes, sir.
who obviously had a concussion and was sitting there on the field stumbling and bumbling around midway through the first half, and still put up 7 for 107 and a touchdown. The Jaguars once again get nothing from BTJ. Jacoby Myers' face is on a wanted poster, and
hang on now, BTJ caught a touchdown.
yeah, but come on,
Plus like
It's a
400.
touchdown. It's a touchdown.
yeah, 1 of 5 this year, and then you get nothing
He's the
from
reason I
Jacoby
lost
Myers.
fantasy.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Washington he was awesome all year for them. They probably aren't. What were they? The 2 seed? Am I wrong there?
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
the 2 seed. Yeah, they aren't the 2 seed without Parker Washington. So he continued to do that this week. Loved it.
ETNs can play ball. I'll say that too. I don't like to give a lot of Jags credit, but the ETN stuff he's good.
Yeah, he's got it. Jay?
Mine are both from the same game. My love was the 49ers. DeMarcus Robinson, 111, dude. You let this man go for 111 on you. Somehow Kyle Shanahan has, like Greg talked about earlier, pieced this together with just like sticks and needles and patches. And like, I mean, they lost their second best weapon. Sorry, Christian McCaffrey's still on the field. Second best weapon in George Kittle. Early on in the game, you still find a way to win. And then my dud was the Eagles offense. I like when we previewed this game, it's the thing that I brought up. I was like, it makes no sense to me. I know AJ Brown had the drops, but like even with the drops, you only amass 19 points with all the weapons you have with Dallas Goedert and Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Sorry. I just don't. It makes no sense. I don't get it. Why is it so hard? I don't understand why it's so hard for them. Like
It was fine for a half.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing all
It
year.
should be fine.
Yeah.
Like that, with that level of talent on an offensive, on one side of the ball, should last more than a half.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're literally playing the patchwork offense on the other side of the ball in the 49ers, and they somehow outscore you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I do want to say this. I just thought about this. I'm just gonna pat myself in the back because I was so close. I almost called the 19-16 score if 49ers wouldn't have scored that last one.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I remember. I was like,
damn.
it's gonna be ugly. Some stupid score like
You did say
19-16.
that.
Yeah,
That would have been.
Yeah. What a call.
I mean, yeah.
but that's what it felt like, and
Yeah.
it's stupid offense because I don't think Jalen's bad, right? Like I don't know. Does anybody think Jalen's bad?
Low key, bro. Yeah.
You do?
Like on
I
like
think-
the lowest of keys, yes.
Sure. I think Jalen has. Okay, so Jalen looks like a completely different quarterback to me than when he first started in the NFL. I now think that because of the tush push and because of the fact that the Eagles kind of perfected the system to where they can win games like this, 19-16, Jalen Hurts is not. He's domesticated. He looks like a feral cat that's been put inside the house. I don't.
Dude.
Like I'm serious. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have to do anything. For 2
Yeah.
years he didn't have to do anything in this offense, and now when they actually need him to do something, and I promise you the tush push is going to get banned this off season. Like when they actually need him to do something, it's like, well, I didn't have to do this for a couple of years, and in this it shows when every time he's in the second half, they really need Jalen Hurts to do something. That both teams have settled in. The defenses are like, all right, we've felt each other out. It's like, yeah, he can't do anything. He's 3 games this year.
Yeah.
Without completing a pass in the second half.
I think it's a mix of that. Like his quarterback development has been halted. I don't want to say he's regressed, but I think it's halted. I don't think he's developed as a quarterback even further. And I think they've thrown the graphic up before, but I think he's one of the only quarterbacks that has never had the same offensive coordinator since he's been in the NFL. Like I think maybe once
They get
he had
hired or
the same-
fired.
Yeah, they get hired and they go take a head coaching job or they get fired. So he's had this constant rotation of just, well, this is my guy. This is how I like to do things. Well, Jalen, I'm going to ask you to do this. Well, Jalen, I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm not going to ask you to do that. Like,
Oof.
I think some continuity would help Jalen a lot. And I think that's one of the issues that we saw from this Eagles offense all year was it's like, hey, it's another new guy.
Yeah.
So I don't think that helps at all.
G, give me your love and dud real quick, brother.
Well, I was really hoping somebody would take Caleb Williams so I wouldn't have to do it, but no, there's absolutely no way I'm taking
You're welcome,
Caleb
buddy.
Williams.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Talk about the best second half. Just
I'll take Eric Kendricks, as I mentioned, coming up off the practice squad, and the 49ers were beaten, battered, and bruised in that, and specifically at that spot. I talked about it on the show last week when we previewed these games and talked about them as well. Robert Saleh, the whole defense there, like just again getting it done with a whole lot of nothing. It's really impressive what they've been able to do there as an organization, but still haven't won a Super Bowl, so they don't have a ton to show for it. But great game today or over the weekend, and they were able to upset the Eagles and whatnot. So that was my love. And dud for the weekend. Gosh, you guys took a lot of the good ones there.
It's a kicker out there if I had to pick somebody.
Yeah. Probably Brandon McManus, I think, would probably be a dud, or just the Green Bay Packers in general. I spoke a lot about them at length and how they're dud-like. I'll just take the Green Bay Packers in general.
Nice.
You guys like the announcer jinx where they were like, all you got to do is get Cam Little inside the 50.
Yeah.
Nope.
Was that Romo who said that?
Yeah, it was Romo and the guy calling the game with him. Yeah.
Who's he with? Tirico?
Nance?
No, he's Nance.
Nance.
Yeah. All you got to do is get him to the 50. He walks up there and shanks it, loses in the game ultimately.
Yeah. Real quick, I mean, I know that they won, so it doesn't matter. Did we see how bad the PAT was for the 49ers? The last PAT was for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Shankopotamus.
Wild, bro.
Yo, bro. Like if they would have lost, you'd have been like, this is one of the worst PAT misses of all time. But nobody noticed because they were like immediately paying to Christian McCaffrey. They're like, we got to get something better looking on this TV.
Yeah. Have you seen the Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, Brandon McManus edits?
That took a hard turn.
Nope.
I'll send you a couple.
Great. Thank you. I can't wait for later tonight.
Dude, that's going to be like some sort of like terror watching. I don't even know what that scroll is.
They're gonna flag your IP address, bro.
That's the thing you do now with kickers. I'm serious.
Yeah,
it's like the trend. Like you put a well-known terrorist like photo up whenever they met. Like you play the video and you put a well-known terrorist photo up as they miss the kick.
And nobody ever wants to play kicker ever again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
I need to see a Young Wei Koo version. Yeah.
There's gonna be too many of those.
Yeah.
There's not enough terrorists.
And a Max Gilbert one potentially.
Young Wei Koo won the Falcons like for like 3 years. He won us like
He
all
was
of our
real
games.
good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.